The chain plates have arrived, but they are not ready to go on the boat yet. First, we have to fix them up a little bit. And by we, I mean Herbie. This is what they look like upon arrival. So they're a little bit rough. They're very beautiful, but they could be better. So the first thing that he's doing is grinding them really smooth. Then he's polishing them. So it's a kind of lengthy process, a little bit boring, a little mundane. However, it's worth it because at the end, you get this. And that's something that we'll be proud to put on Wisdom. Wisdom deserves a little shine. So Herbie's gonna get grinding, he's gonna get polishing, and here we are close to midnight because this is the time we have to do work with a child.
The process is pretty simple. First, I go over it with an angle grinder with 80 grit with a flap disc, which is a pretty cool thing. After that, then we run over it with a random orbital sander, which isn't the best thing to use. You should use a plain sander, but I don't have one, so we're using this guy instead. And we're hitting it with 120, then 220, then 320, then 400 grit. After that, then we move to a lathe with a rag wheel and polishing paste to bring it to that nice shiny luster. After we get them polished up and pretty, then we're going to be drilling holes in them, and then we're going to put them on the boat, and then we're going to see where do we need to bend them and by how much, and then we're going to be heating them to anneal them and then bend them and everything else, all the fun metallurgy stuff.
Who knew that it'd be
history.
So many steps to put on external chain plates by yourself? I didn't.
I did.
Going where the fair winds blow, our home is where the waters flow. We'll show you what we've come to know on board while sailing Wisdom.
Okay, the chain plates are all polished. They've had one go around with the rag wheel and the lathe. Now I polished everything with Mother's metal polish. Now Mother's is really, really good. I use this on my old truck all the time. It'll bring stainless steel and chrome, it'll just make them shine. Now I was taking bronze from sanded to shiny, and it did a beautiful job. Like, they are really, really nice right now. But they could be a little bit nicer. So I'm going to be using, for the next go around, this buffing bar compound that we use for dental crowns, because as you guys know, I'm also a dentist, and this is what we use to make gold crowns absolutely shine. So I'm hoping that it'll do well on bronze, and we shall find out, because I want these to be like extra shiny. Now I could just go over them again with Mother's and do a second go around, because if you look, there are some bands of like shiny and not as shiny and shiny again, and it's just when I was going through, some parts got hit a little more than others, so going a second time will even out all those things anyway. So right now I'm gonna go wash up the rag wheel, get all the Mother's I can off of it, and then we'll get this dental compound stuff on there. Now, if you're doing this and you have more time, I would order Renegade Pro Red. A friend of mine out in Colorado, he polished his chain plates to an absolute beautiful mirror finish really quickly using Renegade Pro Red, but I wasn't able to get it in time. It wouldn't arrive before I was, doing this right now. So I had to use Mother's, which it worked, but I mean, his came out beautiful really quickly and in one go. He didn't have to do 2 passes like I'm about to do. So, time to get everything cleaned up and ready for the next step. That there is nicely polished.
Now that the chain plates look pretty, it's time to actually turn them into chain plates. So we're going to drill the holes, mount them, and of course, this is the hardest part and the scariest part, but it's going to be really, really worth it. So stick around, and any questions you might have about the process, put them in the comments down below. Thanks for watching this episode of Sailing Wisdom. Don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, and hit subscribe so you don't miss the next Rigging Doctor episode. And if you're interested in even more Rigging Doctor awesomeness, consider becoming a patron to see all of our extras. Can't wait to see you next time as you join us out here on the high seas.